Welcome to JWL Sports, where we review all the best sports clips from around the world. If this is your first time checking out a video, please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. We're watching a clip of, first things first, talking about, the AFC projected win totals. We just did the NFC, so if you're watching this video, that means both the videos have been posted now for both the AFC win totals and the NFC win totals. There's not a whole lot to talk about on, at the top. It's really just kind of like, let's just jump in and see what they got.
Holmes and Chris Jones are back looking for the three-peat, but can they build on their regular season record that had them only going 11-6 last year? Here's a look at all the totals. Take a gander. The Bills and Dolphins are.
Let's just pause this real fast, and then Bills 10.5, 10.5, Dolphins 10.5, Ravens 11.5, Bengals 10.5, Texans 9.5, Jaguars 8, Colts, Titans, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Okay, this is actually a pretty interesting one. I think there's a few caveats here. First off, I think the Jets will be better than the Dolphins. And as long as everyone stays healthy, that is the big caveat. If everyone stays healthy for the Jets, or mostly healthy, right? I think the Jets, I think it'll be close between the Jets and the Bills, quite honestly. I really, really do. I think the Patriots won't be good. I think the Dolphins have the chance to take a step backwards, potentially. Their schedule should be, I haven't taken a look at their schedule. I guess it's already been released, but I don't think the order and stuff. But I think there's potential for them to take a step back. You have the Ravens, I think will probably have a very similar year. I think my hope is that they learned from their mistakes in the playoffs, so I believe that they'll have another pretty big competitive year, but also still have, drop some games that you're just like, oh my God, how did they just do that? I think the Bengals will be good. I think the Browns and the Steelers, that makes sense. I'm just not predicting. I think, the Steelers is an interesting one. It's like you're so tempted to give the Steelers a boost, but I don't think the Steelers have any chance at winning the North. I could see them maybe winning another game or two on top of the 7.5, but I don't think they're going to be competitive with the Bengals or the Ravens. I don't think the Broncos will be good. I don't think the Raiders will be good. The Chargers, I think they're like on a 3-year plan that, Harbaugh has a lot of work to do, and I feel like if they don't win right away, everyone's going to be like, see, I told you Harbaugh's not good. I told you Justin Herbert's not good. And it's like, you can't just have a coach come in there and just like that suddenly make everything better. Like, he's cleaning house. He's doing what he needs to do. I think there's a chance that they kind of hit the ground running a little bit faster than people are anticipating, but I don't think enough for them to like really compete with the Chiefs in the AFC West. I think the Texans will be good. I think the Colts depend on their health and what happens, with their QB. I think people are underestimating how good of a coach and offensive mind Shane Steichen is. What he was able to do with Gardner Minshew, almost beat the Texans with a backup quarterback to get into the playoffs. Do you guys not realize how legit that is against CJ Stroud and that defense with the Texans? That's no joke, okay? I mean, and quite honestly, he did have them beat. If memory serves me correctly, it was either just not a perfect throw or a drop throw on 4th down or whatever, but he had them beat. Shane Steichen is for real. Now, I confess, I have not dug deep into the Colts and what other moves they made. Maybe they've lost other players that I'm just not fully aware of, so maybe that's potential, but I would not sleep on the Colts. Shane Steichen is for real. There's not a doubt in my mind. So, yeah, let's just see what they have to say.
At the top, the Ravens, of course, AFC North, Texans over Mac Jones and the Prince, and then the Chiefs are at 11.5. So we're going to start with the overs. You can pick your favorite over from any team on the list. Who do you like?
Who's going first, Wilds?
You are going first.
All right, so my initial gut was Houston because I like Houston a lot, but then the AFC South has some brutal cross-divisional matchups. Like, the whole division has a brutal schedule and feels.
For an over.
So I am going to surprise the audience here. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
They won 11 games last year in what was considered a disaster year.
And it was a bad
They have won 12 games or more in every year of Mahomes' career, and most of those seasons were only 16 games. They're now 17 games. They get 4 games against the NFC South, another 4 against Vegas and Denver. So they start with 8 wins. So the question is, can they go 4-5 in their other 9, which is their hard games? The AFC North, 2 against the Chargers.
How are they getting such
and then
an
San
easy
Francisco,
schedule?
Buffalo, and Houston. Obviously, yes. And so typically the highest over-under is not a good over. For the Chiefs that almost hit it last year despite it being a disaster year, I think 12 wins is a pretty safe bet, so I'll take over 11.5.
Okay. I definitely agree on the Chiefs. I think for a team coming off of 2 Super Bowls, they're going to have so much motivation. I feel like most teams in this position don't have this type of motivation. But they got the 3-peat, which wouldn't be unique to them, but they got the 3-peat they're shooting for. You brought back Chris Jones. You lost Snead. I just feel like, and they didn't have good receivers last year for the most part. Now they've added some to that core. I think they're going to have a really good regular season. I think it's going to be way better than last year.
If I can just add to it, and I think they added motivation of, I know they proved they could go on the road. I don't think they want to do that again. I don't think they want, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, we showed we could, but that was a harder path. You know what I mean? And the Buffalo game in particular comes down to the final seconds, to not have to go through that level.
That's bizarre. He's now acting that it was so close when before he said never a doubt they had no chance and that they don't care about any of that. And now you're saying, well, I think they care. And then it came down to the final seconds against the Bills and whatnot, pretty much admitting that those games easily could have gone the other way. Inconsistent, man. Inconsistency. Logical. Illogical.
Just so out to make history.
Can I just have one devil's argument? Remember when the Chargers would do wacky stuff to beat the Chiefs?
They would try,
Yeah, but they did. They're like, we're going to go for it on 4th. That's what you hated, going for it on 4th and 8. But they're like, let's go all in to beat the Chiefs. This win actually feels like it's worth more than one win. Same reason when the Lions beat the Chiefs early on. We're like, ooh, the Lions, and it was like winning. I feel like teams are going to play strangely against the Chiefs. Sort of go all in.
But that can flip. I assume that'll flip in both directions.
Yeah.
Maybe they lose a game they should have won, but then win a game they should have lost because the team does something goofy.
They're going to get everybody's
like
shot.
a fake punt in the divisional title in the divisional round at home in the 3-point game in the 4th quarter.
Go Brew. Who's your over?
Well, look, I still like the Ravens, the purple and black, but I'm not going with them because I saw something.
I think the over's the Jets.
7.5 for the Steelers? I mean, this has got to be a joke, right?
Oh, so you believe Justin is going to start?
No, it could be Justin. I don't care who starts. They won 10 last
look at that
year
footwork,
with
baby.
Dusty playing quarterback.
Look at him run.
I mean, seriously,
what are these highlights right now?
This is their best quarterback situation, regardless of which one it is. I'm serious.
That's true.
It could be Russ. It could be Just.
That is very valid.
But whoever is their starter, you mean to tell me their best quarterback situation in the past 5 or 6 years, and Tomlin's going to have his worst season of his career?
So, well,
that's all I'm saying. He's never won 8 games.
Good point.
Or
fewer. He's never been below 500.
Yeah. I know they were only playing 16 a few years ago. So, I'm not even sure yet if they're going to make the playoffs because that division's so tough. But they're going to win 8 games at least.
So if Justin's the starter from week 1, I'd agree. With Russell Wilson, I wouldn't. I also think you've got 6 games against
this idea that Justin Fields or that Russell Wilson is just such a spaz and that Justin Fields is a savior. I don't really get and understand. I called out both Justin Fields and Russell Wilson for that matter, but Russell Wilson is still a competent quarterback. Russell Wilson is not just, I don't know how to play football and I'm a lost cause. So this whole idea that Russell Wilson's just going to ruin it for the Steelers and, they wouldn't even win 7.5 games. But with Justin Fields, well, in that case, they're going to win 8, 9, 10 games. I reject that completely.
The division. Plus you play Dallas, Philly, and Kansas City. So that to me is 9 brutally tough games on that schedule. What's the best case for what they go in the division? 3-3?
Yeah.
I think they might have gone 4-2 last year to be fair to them.
3-3.
3-3, and so I
backup quarterbacks.
think that is. Let me put it like this. I think that this total will be in jeopardy with 2 weeks left in the year. You know what I mean? I think it will come down to the wire. It feels like they are 7, 8, 9 wins somewhere in there.
You ever heard of FWAB?
Let me think what that means.
FWAB.
Something,
Graphic.
something or bust. What is it?
5 wins or bust.
Oh,
Patriots over. I mean, 5 wins. Guys, 5 wins. Last year we had 4. We beat the Jets, the Steelers, the Broncos,
You're
and the
not
Bills.
going to beat the Jets, and
We
you're
can
not going to
beat
beat
teams.
the Steelers.
Here's the games
won
that we
4.
lost. We lost 4. So we just need 1 more. We lost a 3-game stretch.
You lost the best coach in history.
Was he though? Here's a 3-game stretch we lost. They sound like high-scoring hockey games. 10-6, 10-7, 6-0.
yeah.
So if Jaden comes in, hey, can you score 11
Well, that was with
points?
Belichick at the helm of the
So
defense.
can you not throw
They don't think the
pick
defense is gonna
sixes?
take a
Aaron
backslide
Rodgers has
without
4
Bill
pick
Belichick there.
sixes in his entire career.
That's
we
crazy.
threw 4 last year.
But hold on, Wilds, real quick.
Drive for 5.
You don't think
Drop the banner.
you don't? Yeah, I understand that you
5,
and
maybe.
after there's a lot of America after a 10-episode documentary anti-propaganda attack of Bill Belichick called The Dynasty is down on Belichick. You're not worried that the defense that is going to take something of a step back?
No.
That's what I
Okay,
said.
so you think
Protege.
Belichick was totally useless?
No, it's just protege.
No. What does that matter?
He's had a lot of proteges.
What is it? The idea. Hold on. So you don't think the defense could take a significant step back?
Do I think having Christian Gonzalez and Judon back?
I get that.
Do I think that helps mitigate Belichick leaving? Yes. Do I think
It
Belichick
does
lost
not.
his fastball? a little
I mean,
bit?
technically, but you can't mitigate
I mean, listen,
anything
this
of
is a
Bill
Sharpe,
Belichick.
believe
trying to
it or
get
not.
5 wins.
I'm not a massive Bill Belichick fan. I've been on the record already saying that Andy Reid is my GOAT coach, and I don't think it's particularly close at all. But Belichick knows defense. If you don't think so, then I don't really honestly know what to say to you. He knows defense. He is a great defensive mind. I mean, come on, let's be real here. Even Tom Brady has praised, and it wasn't lip service. It was a very honest conversation where Tom Brady's like, I had this weekly meeting with Bill, and he just showed me every single thing that a defense could throw my way, and that got me so much better. And I think that is underappreciated, especially now, fast forward years later, and seeing Tom win and stuff like that, without Bill, and seeing Bill not win without Tom. But I think Bill, because this is no longer a defensive led or even just defensive neutral equal NFL, that it's hard for someone like a Bill Belichick to really show his greatness in the modern NFL. But to think that their defense is just not going to skip a beat and not regress, there's just no way. Now, of course, you will make the argument their offense will progress, and if that's the case, if offense matters more than defense in the modern NFL, then you can take a step back defensively, and if you take a step forward offensively, it should be still a net positive. Depends how much they can really step forward on offense. I don't know what their plan is. Not even familiar who their OC is, to be quite honest. It's a brand new head coach in New England. He seems like a good guy. I don't know him at all personally, but I'm just not seeing the Patriots really do much of anything, to be quite honest with you.
This is taking the lowest win total and going over is the
5?
sharp play.
They should
Win
get
3
5.
on accident.
I would think they'd get 5.
Moving to the unders, Nick, you can start us off
Sure.
here. It's a little more pessimistic.
Yeah, I mean, this is very simple. I'll
Bills.
just take a team that hasn't won 10 games in nearly a decade,
I'm gonna
might
say
have
the
the worst
Dolphins.
coach in football, is in a tough division, and by the way, only plays 3 teams all year that were worse than them last year, and that's the Jets. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, obviously.
The Jets could have the best season they have had since the Obama administration and go under.
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
They have
This is
Aaron
fucking-
Rodgers. That's
if
what
the
you're
Jets
talking
win
about.
9 games, they're going to
Look at that.
probably give
7.
everyone an extension.
Look at those mechanics.
Bro,
With terrible quarterback play.
I
A
understand
quarterback
that.
they can't give away with a rack of balls.
No, I understand that.
For a record.
I also do not. So I think that they are going. I'll be very curious to see if the Jets are grown-ups when this draft happens, because they're sitting at number 10, and what they obviously should do is take Fuaga or whoever their favorite tackle available
Get a wide
is.
receiver.
But What I think they're going to do is draft Brock Bowers or Roma Dunze, whatever shiny, cool weapon is available, just be like, fingers crossed on our 33-year-old tackles, no chance they get injured again.
Correct.
And so if they take the tackle, then I will believe in them more. If they're like, nope, we got to pretend like this year is all that matters, then we'll know what's going to happen. But either way, they are
great pick.
They're going to hit the under. They're not a playoff.
Jets are going to win 10 wins.
Again, I'm not.
And they're making the playoffs.
Early. I'm not saying they definitely get in the playoffs. They got to win 10.
Well, they do sad.
It's all about health. It's all about health.
That's true.
And if these guys are healthy and Aaron Rodgers is 85% of what he was a few years ago, why not?
85% of what he was when he won the MVP?
Yes, when he won the MVP.
He wasn't.
That might be saying, I'm not convinced he will
Sure.
be. But if they're healthy and he's good,
sure,
they can do that. All right, well, look, I'm sticking in the AFC East, and I got a little hit for you guys.
Yeah, Dolphins.
You know what it is.
What is this?
No, I just want to keep doing it.
The break dancers.
Bring 'em
Miami. I wish we had them. Yeah. Miami. All right, they win in 11. I mean, look, they've been figured out. And I like Mike McDaniel. I think he is a very good coach.
He's doing the best he can.
They
with
lost
the
some
team he has.
defensive players.
Then you mock the guy at every.
They lost. I don't mock him.
What do you?
I mock his toughness of his team. The toughness of his team. Xavier Howard wants out.
He's gone. Yeah.
So, like, I just think that they were 1-6 against teams with winning
Lost
records.
Christian Wilkins.
Right. I mean, Van Winkle. So I just think that they're.
You don't like him.
Can I
11 games.
Can I put an asterisk
What did
on
we
that
last
take?
11.
I would not.
10?
Anyone out there that's considering making this bet, I would just wait until the schedule's released. And you might be like, what does it matter? We know who they're playing.
Oh, it's too hot.
I want to know where and when their cold weather games are.
Yeah. If they're going to Buffalo in September.
Right. Is their game in Buffalo and in New England early?
Too, aren't they?
Right. But so that's my point.
It don't have to be that cold.
I understand. But so if they, I just want to know, like, do they get their road dome games in December or in September? I think it affects them more than any team in the league.
I think they could win 10, but that's saying they're going to win 11.
That's a lot. I'm going Colts. And I want to root for the Colts. I want to root for Anthony Richardson, but they went 9-8 last year. So do I think it could be flipped one game and they go 8-9? Yeah. Mac Jones gave them a touchdown in Germany. They won that game. Their kicker hit 4 50-plus yard field goals against the Ravens. They won that game. And I know we all like Anthony Richardson. Brood, he's completed 50 total passes. So we're basically entering kind of rookie year 2.0. So I think there's still going to be some growing pains there. Yeah, I think they go.
And the division's
8-9 instead of 9-8
this year, don't you think?
So,
well,
Houston's going to be good. Jacksonville is what it is.
I think Houston and Jacksonville are
Titans should
fine.
be better.
Titans are somehow going for it.
Oh,
they are going for it.
I think the Titans might end up with
you
the
don't
number
think
one
they?
pick.
So, yeah, I mean, I've already really said my piece. There's not really at this point a whole lot to add. I'll just comment that I think the Dolphins under is pretty decent. I don't think the Jets under. I just don't know why Nick's just doing that because he wants to, hate on the Jets. But there's no way that that's the good bet, necessarily. And the Colts, I don't think the Colts is the under either. Like I said, I think Shane Steichen will get the Colts relatively competitive. Depends if their obviously quarterback situation stays healthy. But I think Shane Steichen is making moves with the Colts. If I had to guess, an under, I guess it all depends on what's going on with, maybe the Ravens or the Bengals, actually. I mean, I think they're still going to be at the top and be legit, but, I could see the Ravens only winning, 10 games, the Bengals only winning, 10 games. But, if I didn't want to go against those teams, I could see the Raiders also, really struggling, to be quite honest with you. I'm not seeing the Raiders making that much noise, but less than 6 games would be pretty sad. And it's going to be pretty funny to also see the Broncos with Sean Payton, having another year, terrible back-to-back years, not making the playoffs. And, he was all fierce and ferocious and get Russell Wilson out of here. And, he's going to have, last place. So yikes for the Broncos. But those are just my thoughts I would absolutely positively love to hear yours. What do you think about the AFC win totals? What do you think about the overs and unders? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get into some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. And if you're watching this video, that means a whole bunch of other videos have just been posted, so definitely check around. I'm sure that there is going to be another video, another topic, another sports show, or the same show that you will absolutely want to watch. So click around. Thank you so much, and see you next time.